Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to call the meeting to order. Start off with the pledge. Stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So tonight we're going to start off with a presentation by Mr. Harrison regarding real property tax law section 459C and section 467. Mr. Harrison.
Thank you very much. We're actually holding two public hearings tonight, which are required by New York State law due to changes in how income is calculated for certain property tax assessment reductions. And it's requiring the district to make a decision on which income calculation to use. So this, again, is a required meeting from New York State. So we'll give a brief overview of the changes and what type of exemptions are affected by this new real property tax law. We're going to talk about current property tax exemptions and the impact of what happens when a taxing municipality grants an exemption. And then finally, as I said, we have to define how income is going to be calculated for these exemptions. So real property tax law section 467 currently provides for a partial exemption in real property taxation for qualifying individuals aged 65 and over with limited income. Each taxing jurisdiction has to determine the level of income realized to receive this exemption up to the amounts authorized by this property tax law. So previously, the Board of Education has established the maximum amount of income allowed of $29,000 per household to receive the maximum 50% reduction in assessed valuation. So again, those households $29,000 or less would receive a 50% reduction in their tax assessment. There is a sliding scale as income grows to $37,400. The level of exemption reduces to 5%. So currently on the tax rolls of residents within East Islip School District, there are 267 parcels receiving a reduction with a total assessed valuation of $4.1 million. The next screen is going to look very similar. However, this pertains to individuals with disabilities and limited income. The same income thresholds apply of $29,000 with a sliding scale up to $37,400. There are currently 11 parcels receiving this exemption with an assessed valuation of $190,000. So anytime an exemption is granted for whatever purposes, what happens is those individuals who qualify for the exemptions have their taxes reduced, but those taxes being reduced are shifted to all those not qualifying for the exemption. So it's a shift in the tax burden from taxpayers granted the exemptions to those that are not granted the exemption. However, at the end of the day, whatever levy the district sets is the levy that is received back from the town. So there's no impact to the district for granting these exemptions. It's an impact to the taxpayers in shifting the burden from one set of taxpayers to another. So as I said at the beginning, New York State legislation is why we're here today. They're changing the method on how income is calculated. And as I go through the next three options, where you see the word excludes, that actually has the impact of lowering income for certain individuals, which means more taxpayers would qualify for these exemptions. So in option one, excluded from income would be certain non-taxable Social Security benefits. lowering income for certain individuals and increasing the amount that would qualify for an exemption. Again, shifting burden to those not qualified for this exemption. Option 2, which I might add before I get into the description, is the option 2 that's being recommended to us by the assessor of the town of Islip, and also the exemption that the other Islip school districts are voting on as well. So what happens here, the calculation of income would include all federally IRA taxable distributions and annuity payments as part of income. So the more that's included in income acts to reduce the amount of qualifying individuals, which means limiting the impact to the other taxpayers of the community. Option 3 would actually further reduce income by the amount of unreimbursed medical and prescription drug benefits or expenses paid, that would reduce income even further. So again, if a particular senior or individual with disability, their income would actually be reduced by the amount of unreimbursed medical and prescription drug expenses. And again, the more people that qualify for an exemption, the more the burden shifts to others in the district. And this also creates an administrative burden for the town of Islip. They would have to manage a process of people coming into them with shoe boxes full of receipts for prescription and drug expenses and show what they didn't pay. So, in addition, there's no information available for me to provide the board with an estimation of how much these different options would cause the shift in taxpayer burden. So option 2 is the ones being recommended because that appears to have the least impact to those not getting these 2 exemptions. So at this point, if there are any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Harrison, did the town give you any information on what option they're using?
They're using option 2, which has already been adopted for those town-related taxes. And as I mentioned earlier, most of the districts in Islip have either already authorized option 2 or are moving towards option 2 within the next week or 2.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Do we have any public comment? I'll take the silence as a no. So, as Mr. Harrison mentioned, we were required to have this hearing. We just concluded now, so now we're going to reconvene to the regular business meeting. So again, I just have to close that meeting and restart this meeting. So close that one and reopen this one. Board President to advise members of the audience they may address the board regarding agenda items after the superintendent's report. Only those members whose names and addresses are listed on the sign-in sheet available prior to the start of the meeting will be recognized during new business. The chairperson will limit discussions of any item by the public to 3 minutes in order for the board to expeditiously conduct its business. So for tonight, for the superintendent's report, Dr. O'Rourke is going to present the superintendent's report. Dr. O'Rourke.
Good evening and thank you, Mr. Dorgan. On behalf of Mr. Manzo, our Superintendent of Schools, I'm pleased to share with you the various accomplishments and activities in and around the district. Last Friday, February 9th, our students and staff joined hundreds of other schools throughout the world to celebrate PS I Love You Day. Our community was encouraged to wear purple to continue promoting our culture of care, instilling hope and fostering a supportive environment for all students. Our elementary school celebrated the 100th day of school this week, and they also participated in PARP, Parents as Reading Partners. The theme was Wild About Reading, and we want to thank our PTAs for their support and helping to instill a love of reading in all of our students. Kudos to our middle school students and staff for their musical Shrek. I had the pleasure of attending. It was fabulous. Congratulations to all involved. We look forward to watching your talents continue to grow in the future, and look forward to our high school musical, Mean Girls, which will take place at the end of March. We want to also congratulate our robotics team. They took 6th place in Belmore last weekend and will be competing again this Saturday. We wish them the best of luck. Our winter sports teams have done extremely well. East Islip High School varsity bowling, girls gymnastics, wrestling, and boys and girls track teams will all have students competing in the New York State Championships. Congratulations to our varsity cheer team that competed at the National High School Championship at Walt Disney World. In addition, we'd like to point out that our high school boys and girls varsity track teams both won the county championships. Kudos to all the teams, their coaches, on these prestigious and wonderful accomplishments. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Wadawa, our Director of Art and Music, to present our students that participated in the Long Island String Festival, LISFA, and SCMEA. Dr. Wadawa.
Welcome everyone, and thank you. Thank you to the board, and thank you to our assistant superintendents and superintendent for all of your support. At this time, I want to first recognize, I know I see a lot of familiar faces. We had our all-district concert and we just ended, so I think we deserve a round of applause for all the hard work for those children. And as I said tonight, these types of concerts, these types of opportunities cannot happen without the support of our Board of Education, the support of our superintendent, assistant superintendents, and the work that each of us do every single day. And of course, we're super blessed to have fantastic teachers that support your children each and every moment of each and every day, and it's those little things that make a huge difference in their lives. And we hope that the memories that they gain from the experiences here at East Islip will stay with them forever. And we are so excited to share tonight. I probably have over 70 students that are being recognized tonight for all of the accomplishments. So let me give you a little bit of a background of what the accomplishments are, and then I'll call up the names. We'll make a nice line here, we'll try a nice photo, and then Mr. Fasolino will come up and take a picture. We'll invite the board and everybody that's here to take a picture with you, with the children, so they can get recognized appropriately. So first, I would like to talk about LISFA, as introduced as our Long Island String Festival Association. And this is a Long Island event where the children that participate in NISMA, which is our, of course, way of assessing our music students at a state level, they participate. They are rated by adjudicators from across our state, and they are received a score. And they are ranging from levels 1 up to level 6, and All-State, which is a very challenging level, which is what I would consider college level and professional level. And those children that do really, really well are nominated by their wonderful teachers, and the teachers write comments and such, and then those names go before a committee of string teachers, and those string teachers select specific students based on the skills and the requirements that they like to see in the ensemble. Very similar process as SCMEA. SCMEA is Suffolk County Music Educators Association, and students that participate in SCMEA, they follow a very similar process, with the exception that, of course, this is specific to Suffolk County. Many of the children that are in Suffolk County at the high school level have the opportunity to move on to All-State, which is the best of our New York State. We've had students that have participated in All-Eastern, which is the entire East Coast. And we've even had the opportunity to have children to go to All-Nationals, which is the entire country. And there is only a small handful of children across our state that have that opportunity. And that is because of our outstanding teachers, our outstanding program, and our outstanding support from each of you. So I think all of the parents here deserve a round of applause for all of their support. And of course, all of this wonderful stuff can't happen if we didn't have the awesome people behind me. So let's give a round of applause to all of these wonderful people. So I'm going to read all the names as best as I can, and I have their certificates. And when you come on up, I will give you your certificate. And I know some of you won't be here, that's okay. So just come up as quickly as you can so I can get all of this moving and move on to our outstanding meeting. So first, I'd like to introduce Stephen Burt. Emily Bucci. up here so we get a picture. Sophia Diaz. Come on up. Angelina Cordes Pepito. Angelina. Thomas Corinne Zukowski. Eva Doherty. Jada DeMeo. Stranger. Francesca Dima. Gabriella Enrico. We're having a hard time. It's okay. Anna Fantuzzi. Leah Farley. Casey Flad. Juliana Gia Caspero. Luciana Gonzalez. Kendall Gravano. Genevieve Griffin. Jonathan Gribby Clark. Kevin Huang. Alexander Hepelite. Magdalena Jr. Patricia Caston. Leah Kearns. Matthew Kershik. Mark LaMonica. Victoria LaMonica. Richard Laspina. James Lawrence. Eric Lee. Paige Mathers. Emma Macaulay. Eleanor McRedmond. Grace Michelli. Ava Miranda. Gianna Monroy. Brendan Muller. Olivia Mullins. Kira Murphy. Catherine O'Hara. Zeneb Astas. Savannah Pabab, who happened to lead us in the pledge this night at the concert. Cara Pitti. Emma Pierre Etienne. Thomas Palweski. Olivia Quintero. Evan Sambo. Dara Sorto Castro. Mark Spies. Nicholas Stam Adelatos. Dagan Tantillo. Kira Thornton. Luke Tersey. Lindsay Weber. Emerson Zachary. Cormac Zuzmer. And Peyton Zuzmer. Look at all of these outstanding students. Give them all a round of applause. Good. Let's have the teacher group come closer. So come on over. There you go. That's good. Scoot over. Scoot over. Maybe the people in the front, shorter people in the front. Move forward a little bit. Move forward. Go. Yeah, that's. Congratulations to all of our outstanding musicians and of course, their parents. And when you get home, make sure you give them a hug and say, I love you, and that they appreciate all the support. And of course, parents, make sure they get some ice cream. Stay for a couple more, parents. And thank you again for all of your lovely parents, all the music teachers that are here supporting them, and all of the education events. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. We'll be seeing more of you in the future, I'm sure.
Congratulations again. Dr. Rourke, anything else for the superintendent's report? Are you done?
Yes, that was it.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to move on. Public comments. Public comments on agenda items only. Anyone have any public comments on agenda items? No. 7.1. Personnel settlement agreement. Whereas a complaint with the New York State Supreme Court, the County of Suffolk, against the East Islip Union Free School District under index number 610979/2021 was filed on or about June 15, 2021, and whereas the district denied the allegations and interposed an answer to the complaint, asserting various affirmative defenses, and whereas the district continues to deny the allegations asserted in the complaint, and whereas the district wishes to avoid the burden, expense, and the inherent uncertainty of further litigation, and whereas the parties have agreed to settle the existing claims set forth in the above-mentioned complaint pursuant to the terms and conditions of a release and settlement agreement, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the East Islip Union Free School District hereby authorizes a settlement in connection with the within negligence matter under the terms set forth in a release and settlement agreement which has been reviewed by the board in executive session, and be it further resolved that the board president is authorized to execute the agreement on behalf of the board, and be it further resolved, the Board of Education hereby authorizes the school district's attorney of record to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate said settlement and or discontinue of the action, and be it further resolved that the board hereby authorizes the school district to utilize funds from its unassigned fund balance in order to pay the settlement amount. Can I get a motion? Motion.
Second.
Any questions, comments? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Certified personnel. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the resignations, termination, leaves of position abolitions, employment appointments, tenure appointments, and salary changes in accordance with the above applicable provisions of the Education and Civil Service Law as certified in the certified personnel attachments. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
On tonight's certified personnel agenda, the board accepted the resignations for retirement from 13 of our outstanding educators. We want to take this opportunity to thank them for their commitment to our students, our schools, and our East Islip community. We do have some of the teachers here tonight, so we're going to ask them to stand. We're going to recognize everybody, but if you're here, please come forward. Donna Beal. Congratulations, Donna. Cynthia Capola, Tridactyl. Congratulations, Cindy. We also have Lauren Pinka, Jennifer Langer, Stacy Cardillo, Gregory Kajulian, Jeanette Sachs, Nancy Fitz, Cynthia Gagliano, Barbara Cullum, Raymond Stapleton, Lynn Cherian, and Donna Bernard. Congratulations to all of our retirees.
non-certified personnel. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education approves the resignation, termination, leave of absences, position abolitions, employment appointments, tenure appointments, and salary changes in accordance with the applicable provisions of education and civil service law as cited in the non-certified personnel attachments. May I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Point 1, does anyone want anything removed from the consent agenda? Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, hereby approves the consent agenda items 9.2 through 9.22 in accordance with the action presented for each item. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Appropriation changes for the 2023-24 school year. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education approve the attached list of appropriation changes for the 2023-24 school year. Can I get a motion? Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Donation from the Connecticut Elementary Schools Student Activity Account. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education accept a donation of $2,400 from the Connecticut Elementary School Student Activity Account. This donation will be used to purchase a new school laminating machine with supplies. This laminating machine will be available to all classes and students to use. The revenue code to be increased is A2705.000, and the budget codes to be increased are 2110-200-030-000 and 2110-533-03-000. Can I get a motion? Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Donation from SEPTA. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education accepts the donation of $2,100.30 from SEPTA. This donation will fund the attached list of teachers' grants that SEPTA approved. The revenue code to be increased is 2705.000, and the budget code to be increased is 2250-533-00-000. I get a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much, SEPTA, for that donation. Old business. Anybody have any old business? Dr. Bells, first reading of the new policy.
Hi, good evening. Tonight is the first reading for a new policy, work-based violence prevention. Our counsel, Ingerman and Smith, has written the policy for us, and it is mandated by law.
Thank you, Dr. Bells. Public comments, or anybody for public comment? Thank you. The next Board of Education regular business meeting and budget presentation number 1 will be held on Thursday, March 7th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great break.